When I recommend or review a phone, there are two things really important to me: the price and the alternatives. This is the Galaxy A36, and this unit I bought it myself, but I can tell you right away that I wouldn't do it again, because for the same price you can find it at, there's the Galaxy A55, the POCO X7 Pro, the Nothing Phone 3a, the Pixel 8a, or even the CMF Phone 1. All of these phones have their issues. They're not perfect, but at the same time, I believe they're a better pick overall. If this is your first time watching a video of mine, I must tell you that I'm not going to talk only about the specs. And if you're interested in that, I welcome you to check their website first. I'm just here to share my thoughts, my experience, and in this case, why I wouldn't buy this phone. Let's just start by saying that this phone's performance is not the best one you can get. It's got the Snapdragon 6 Gen 3 inside, a low-end chip with either 6 or 8 GB of RAM and 128 or 256 of storage. That might sound fine to some people, and when you use it, it's not terrible. Honestly, I think my mom wouldn't mind this level of smoothness, but the problem is that you can already find other phones that are cheaper and as fast as this one, like the CMF Phone 1, which is $200 and it actually runs better. And look, I'm not trying to be a Samsung hater here, but I promise you that the tests I've done, well, they speak for themselves. For starters, when you look at the synthetic benchmarks, there's no real improvement in raw performance compared to Samsung's last chip. And if you look closely, it even falls behind the CMF phone in several areas. What's more telling is when you open and close apps in 2 rounds. The Phone 1 is faster again, and even last year, A35 finished the first round quicker too. Honestly, all those alternatives that I mentioned are also faster. Although, interestingly, in gaming, the gap between it and the Snapdragon 7S Gen 3 isn't that big, since both chips share the same GPU. But this does vary game by game. In Wuthering Waves, for example, there's a bigger difference, but Zenless Zone Zero was the only game where I actually got better results with the A35. With this, we can even conclude that the Galaxy A55 from last year, it's not only better, but also cheaper. And what's funny is that even in battery life, sure, it improved when you compare it to the Galaxy A35. But the A55 still gives you a bit more, even without One UI 7 like the A36 has. And considering it lost a few grams in weight, honestly, they could have easily put a bigger battery in it. The only real upgrade of this phone is in its charging speed. We have gone from 25 to 45 watts, but in terms of design, it's basically the same across the board, except now the camera module is fused into one piece. But the fingerprint scanner is still the same old one, and the virtual proximity sensor still glitches out just like before. And even the screen bezels, they're just massive. And even if all this was not enough, they have taken a step back in some areas, like removing the microSD card slot, which, the Galaxy A55 still has. So in case it wasn't already clear, let me say it straight. Instead of the Galaxy A36, just get the A55. And if you're still not convinced, let's just talk about the cameras. First off, I think both do pretty well with their main sensor. The photo quality is what you would expect at this price, with solid detail and color and good lighting, but I did notice a warmer white balance on the Galaxy A36, something that we might also see on the A55 once it updates to One UI 7. The ultra-wide isn't as bad either, but you do notice the drop in sharpness because of the 8 megapixel sensor when you zoom in. The selfie camera gives off some odd colors, like slightly red tinted for some reason, and at night, the Galaxy A55 does a bit better too. In video mode, you can also see how different the white balance is compared to the A55. But during the day, it actually does a solid job, with good contrast and a decent stabilization while walking, and overall, it may even seem like it records a better video, right? But as soon as the lighting drops, you can tell it gets darker, while the A55 holds up better. Not to mention, if you shoot in ultra-wide, only the A55 lets you do it in 4K. Recording video with a front-facing camera, you can do so in 4K, and even though, the HDR is not as good as in the A55, I do think the quality, especially my skin, how it looks, it's not as smooth out as you can see in the A55, and I don't know, I just think it looks better. The A35 already had a good front-facing camera for video, and This one just keeps it up. With all this being said, I'm pretty sure that this one will sell really well in the United States because, number one, a lot of people think that $400 is cheap for an Android phone like this. Two, it's a Samsung, and three, a lot of Americans would never buy any other brand of Android phones. A lot of people don't even know that Google makes phones, much less Nothing, Motorola, Xiaomi, Realme, Vivo, Oppo. I can go on, but I think you get the idea. But unlike the A35, the A36 is not just a recycled A55. On the contrary, is a worse phone. With the Galaxy A55, you will get a better performance. Its cameras are a bit better, I would say, and it even has the micro SD card slot. But the worst part for Samsung is that there are way better options out there that I already mentioned at the beginning and I will leave in the description. And before anyone tries to insult me in the comments, I will let you know that yeah, I do believe that this is a good phone. It has a good screen, a good design, overall, okay performance, but it shouldn't cost $400. In order for me to take it seriously, I do think it should cost around, $250. But hey, that's just my opinion, and if you have a different one or a question, you can leave it in the comments. I see you in the next one. Ciao, ciao!